Hey, beautiful souls. I wanted to tell you about a couple of dreams that I've been having over the last few nights. And what happens to me is I actually don't remember a lot of my dreams. I used to, in my 30s, remember them incredibly vividly and had many lucid dreams, dreams where I knew that I was asleep somewhere and that I was out of my body. Those dreams were huge on my path during my 30s, but then they changed and I never remembered them. And I understood that the reason why I wasn't remembering them was because they could not be translated back into the brain that I lived in from day to day. The 10% or the percentage that we as humans live in couldn't translate what I was experiencing and understanding into the brain that I was living in every day. So in the last few days, I've been getting snippets and remembering bits and pieces. And generally what happens is when I wake up in the middle of the night, I sort of realize that the first thing I think, the first thing that pops in my mind is related to that dream. And twice now this week, I've had the experience of looking through these eyes with my higher self, with my I am presence, fully incorporated into my system. And one way that this ascension process has been described to happen is that these more advanced or more higher self actually becomes incorporated and a part of who you are. So it's that the 5D, 6D, 7D aspects of you begin to combine with who you are. And so immediately that I've woken up, I've had that understanding and I've sat up in bed and looked around the room as if I am looking at that room from my I am presence. Now, I know that if I'm going through this, other people are too, that we're actually on this same path and we will be experiencing this lesson or this development more and more across the planet. So it is there are some exercises that I do, that I have done, that I wanted to tell you about as well. And one of them is to work with a mirror and to sit in front of the mirror and imagine that you are that I am presence looking at you, the 3D body, through these eyes. So you just sit and you tap into that aspect of you that is higher than or more evolved or more expansive than who you have been moving around on this planet in the last 30, 40, 50, 20 years. So as you tap in to the I am presence, as you tap into the higher self, however you want to say it, your deeper mind, as you feel that and embody that frequency, begin to look out of your eyes as that being, as that presence at your physical body. Now, what can happen is you can go into sort of an alpha state and not blink and go a little bit, I suppose, into somewhat of a trance. And the thoughts begin to stop. The thoughts slow down and you are in the silence. Because the thinking process really is of this level, and it is a place that we evolve through to a place of just beingness. So as you sit there and you stare at that mirror, looking out with that aspect, looking out through those eyes, and you go into a trance, you may see different faces come up. You may see different beings appear in the mirror. And my belief is, my experience is, they are different aspects of you that are in existence, that they are past lives, because, or other realities, because I have seen alien faces in that mirror. So it's an interesting exercise to have a go at. It's the same exercise that in a way that I talk about in the manifesting video that I did around Christmas last year. I'll put a link to that below here. That in this level of consciousness, we're thinking, we're reacting, we're planning, we're wondering. And the first thing to do is to step back one step and observe those thoughts. So you have stepped into the observer state, and you are sort of watching those thoughts flow through your mind. You are observing the thought processes. Then if you take one more metaphorical step backwards into the I am presence, you become even more the observer. You are watching and observing the world and what's happened. And you may have thoughts of the past, and you may have thoughts of what's going on in the world around you, but you are in a detached state. You are really just, wow, that's interesting. But you're not emotionally invested in what you are thinking about. You are just observing it. So the dreams that I've been having say to me that we are beginning this integration process of that higher aspect, that deeper mind, that I am presence, and that they will be melded together. They will be entwined, and the best of who we are now will be incorporated into the being that begins to walk this planet, incorporated with that higher aspect, that broader, more experienced, more at peace, more whole aspect of us that has really been with us all of our lives, but not able to be incorporated because our frequency was too dense, not able to even meet this energy of the higher self halfway. And that as we are processing what we are feeling, as we are observing what we're feeling and becoming wise to the programs and wise to our triggers, our frequency is rising. And now we are at a point of being able to connect with these higher aspects. Estuki kamba ati kiti atokoya takama. Iziki kokati te kokakambokotea te kakange te kange tskakange putska ochetskakange atena. Kikukopo teaste sike taka unge kitse kikianda. Izikika akoyache. Ezuko ubo ote kikanga ochetsia. Izia tokuya chikange tsibetia taka. Ezutia. Uka bobo tea se e kikanga kapapatike. Iziti sia so kwa atia takamba atiataka. Isia chia so ka ba tia ka kia ka bo otea kia ka. Si itiandara kiketsa. Izotea shika ungetsa ba atutea takikamba. Izitia gamba akuka. Esi chinaka. Etia tu chitsika emba akuchit unge biatakiamantaka. Iziti shtakamuya sakama kakadidiki kukakabaka totodidikika izukoya. So things are progressing well. Things are progressing well. Estukeyata itea bo o te kikagamba atea shtuka otea zi indianaka. Aku kadariati che tsike imbitia tia to koya tia soko oteambataka. Izitia shtuka si ebi etoko otea tia cho siambaktaria chikananeka. Idakama atoshtia zike itia tia tia se uba atika unge tia chikangandanda. Ezutea chatsiatsa. So just a little heads up of some changes that I am perceiving within myself and I understand are happening in various degrees around the planet with other light workers. So many, many blessings and much love and have a wonderful day.